right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sunday call. Excited to have you guys on here, and excited to go through some of this stuff. And like Mike said, it's going to be a little bit of a different call tonight. It's not necessarily sales training, although we might get into some of that. It's going to be really focused on the HMA and why you're pretty much crazy if you don't have this. And so I'm going to start by just sharing some of my story and how I got introduced to the HMA and why I think it's so awesome. So Danielle and I, we've been entrepreneurs basically our entire adult life, which really means when it comes to like health insurance, we've pretty much been on our own. And so we all know people that are real estate professionals, they're in insurance like we are, or they're just self-employed one way or the other. And that was us. And so what we did for the longest time, we just didn't have anything. When you're young and dumb, you don't really have anything, and so we didn't really have anything for a really long time. And then what we ended up doing is we ended up being self-employed. Like we needed to find something for like health insurance. And so we joined something called MetaShare, which is like a Christian sharing program. And that was good, but it's technically not health insurance. So the way that works is similar to how health insurance works. And for those of you guys that have jobs and you pay on health insurance, or maybe maybe you're self-employed and you pay for health insurance, this is just my opinion, okay? But health insurance is pretty much a ripoff. It's crazy. Okay, it's crazy expensive. It's ridiculous. Like you got to spend for we've got a family of 4, me, Danielle, 2 boys, and you have to spend to get for us to get health insurance. It would be like $1,000 a month for the 4 of us. And we would still have some sort of deductible on there where we still got to pay the first, $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 out of pocket. Okay. So that's how most health insurance works. And that's similar to what we had set up that wasn't health insurance. But that's what we had. And when I first heard about the HMA, and I'll explain to you guys, how it works. I'll show you guys our HMA, what we've been able to do, at what level we're at, why I'm actually going to call this coming up week and raise my HMA to pay a higher level. So once you really understand, this product, it's a really great product. And you actually want to tell all your friends about it, especially the ones that are self-employed, because they're kind of getting screwed out there in the marketplace, all right, with health insurance. And so what had happened is we were on something called MetaShare, and we were paying $500 a month for the MetaShare. So if you do the math on that, that's $6,000 a year, okay? And we were also paying the first, I don't remember the exact number, but it was 5, 6, 7,000, somewhere in that range of medical expenses out of pocket. So we're giving this company $6,000, and then we're also giving them the first, we're paying for the first 6,000, and then they'll cover, everything after the 6,000. And we're a young family. I'm 32, Danielle's 32. We've got a 4-year-old and then a 1-year-old. And what had happened is when the baby was born, this is back in at the end of 2020, I had forgot, because it was a crazy time in our life, I forgot to add the baby to that plan. Okay. And so not only did we pay the $500 a month, but they didn't cover like anything, okay, because I forgot to add them. It was crazy. So we had to pay that out of pocket as well. And it was just ridiculous. So I was at an Alliance event, and Elliot was there, and they start talking about this HMA. Oh, HMA. And he starts telling me how it works. And as he's telling me how it works, like the wheels are just turning in my head, because I'm number one, I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't know about this sooner. Okay. Number 2, I'm just like, holy smokes, like this thing is crazy. If you really understand it and how it works and what it is, it's good. It's really, really good. And I feel like we were, for 10 years being entrepreneurs, trying to find different options for some sort of health coverage. If something were to happen, like you got to have that there. And the HMA was really it was exactly what I was looking for. Okay. And so I'm going to share my screen here. Number 1, I'm going to show you guys, how the HMA works. There's different levels to it. Okay. How you can use this, for your clients, how to sign somebody up for it. It is the easiest sign-up process. It's easier to sign up for the HMA than it is to sign up at a network marketing company. It is extremely easy. Okay. And so it's really quick. There's no underwriting. You can sell this product without a license. Okay, so it's just it's designed to be able to get, you know, help you make money and help people pretty quickly, and it's a phenomenal product. It's really, really good. And so I'm going to share my screen here. Mike, let me know if you can't see anything or if you can. But all right, so
You're good.
all right, sweet. So here's the different levels of the HMA, and I'm going to explain what all these mean. But what the HMA is you're basically prepaying for your medical expenses. And what got me so excited about it is you get to spend your premiums. Okay, so just I want you to think about that. You get to spend your premiums. So when we were spending the $500 a month for that other program, like we were just paying that to have access to that program, to have the good fortune of paying the first $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 out of pocket, but not having to pay, you know, 10,000 plus out of pocket. Right. So we were giving them $6,000 a year, healthy, not healthy, just whatever. That's what we're giving them. And it's not like you get to ever spend that money. Okay. Well, with the HMA, you get to spend your premiums. And so there's different levels to it. This number right here in these different columns, this is what your premium, you know, your premium payment will be. And this is what you get to start spending. And I'll show you exactly how that works. But for Danielle and I, just so you guys know, like, what am I doing personally? This is what we're doing personally is we are at the HMA $20,000 level. And again, I'll explain exactly what that means, but we're paying $251 a month. To add a spouse, it's $5. Okay. So if I just wanted to add Danielle and not the kids, it'd be $256 to add the kids. I think it's $10 a month. It's $15 a month for me, Danielle, the two boys, and as many other kids as we want to pop out. Okay, you can only, the most you can add on there is $15. So we're paying $266 a month, and I'll show you my account. And the way that the HMA works is every month you pay a premium. Okay, they're going to put some money on a prepaid Visa card. Okay, and I'll show you guys, they just sent out these new cards. I'll show you guys what the HMA card looks like. These new ones are pretty slick looking. So this is hopefully y'all can see this. Let me make sure. So there we go. So this is what the card looks like. So it's got the chip on there. It's got a card number, all that kind of stuff. So what they're doing is they're going to load your premium onto this. All right. And month one, the way that it works is we pay $265 or $66. And in month one, they gave us our level amount. Okay. They gave us $220 that we could spend on there. And you say, Nick, you spent $260. They only gave you $220. What the heck? Well, the first couple of months, the way that it works is you get the easiest way to think about it on these different membership levels is you're going to get whatever this number is divided by 10. That's kind of the original number. That's your match level plus 10%. So, you know, the reason they gave me $220 is that I'm at the $20,000 level. Okay. They gave me $200 plus the first month is an extra 10%. So that's how I got the $220. If I was at the HMA 25,000, it would have been $250 plus 10%. 10% of $250 is $25. So they would have given me $275 for paying the premium. Y'all, hopefully you guys all get that. But that's kind of the easy way to think about it. If you're at the $60,000 level, they're going to give you $600 on that first month plus 10%. And the way that it works is every month. So we're at this $20,000 level. So our base number is $200 plus 10% that first month. Well, the next month we pay that same $266, and they're not giving us $220, they're giving us $240. And then the next month after that, they're giving you $260, then $280, then $300, then $320, $340, and it just goes up by 10% every single time you pay a premium. All right. And if you end up doing the math on this, you end up breaking even on your HMA, meaning every dollar that you've kind of put aside for medical expenses, you have available to swipe with this card or put the chip in there with the card. And it's like month 7 or 8, where you end up getting, you know, a dollar for dollar, you know, you have everything in there, and everything else after that is all just match. Okay, meaning you might be paying $265 like we are, and the match is $360, $380, $400, $500. You know, just every month that you pay it, it ends up getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And so if we started our HMA and we never used it, let's say we for 3 years we don't use our HMA total, okay, we would have paid $8,700. Okay, so $8,700, and what we would end up having on our HMA card is $20,000. Okay, that we could go spend at the doctor, the dentist, the chiropractor, the, all kinds of stuff. And I'll show you guys some of the stuff that we've used it on. And just this, it's crazy. And if you're a young family, or people that are self-employed that are young families, like, quite frankly, you'd be crazy not to have an HMA set up. Like, they're giving you a match. The first couple of months, you're not getting the full amount that you can go spend, but you get to go spend your premiums. All right. And you end up getting way, way, way ahead. Okay. On your money. And for so many people out there, it's like, the medical expenses are a huge thing in their life. Like, they're a huge expense. Well, there's no health questions on here. So sometimes we might be sitting down with final expense clients that have serious health issues and that have serious stuff, that they're paying for. And a lot of them, yeah, maybe they're on Medicare, but they're still coming out of pocket on a lot of this stuff. And so, this is just an opportunity for you guys to understand this stuff so you can talk to your clients about it. Anybody that I know that's self-employed, I'm kind of harping on them about an HMA. And once they understand how it works, they're just all about it. All right. And so Danielle and I were actually getting ready. I'm gonna call them this week, and we're gonna move up to this level just because it makes sense, on the math for us and for our family. And so they have this little illustration here, and they've got brochures. They've got all kinds of stuff. We can get you guys, through Elliot, we can get you guys pretty much whatever you want as far as sales materials on it. But this is the $10,000 level. They're just kind of showing you how this works. And so it's running you through this. So month one, if you were at this $10,000 level, you're paying $140. The first month, you're going to have $110 on there. And at month 8, so it says right here, month 8, they've put in 1120 and they've got 1160 in there. Okay, so you've paid $1,120 for your HMA card, and you've got 1160. All right, so you're more than broken even on this product. Okay, for yourself personally, and you can spend your premiums. Okay, so that's money that you can spend. It's not just floating away to some health insurance company so they can use it to pay for all the old people. Okay, because that's really what they do. Month 12, you've put in 1680, you've got 1900 in there. And it basically just goes through and shows you, like, month 35, let's say, you don't use this at all. You've put in $4,900 in there, but you've got 10,000. Okay, well, you have a $10,000 or a $4,600 expense on there. All right, so you swipe your HMA card, you break your leg, it's $4,600. You now have $5,400 on your HMA. And what you can do is, if you look at this part right here, okay, Woody pays back as little as $1,540 to earn back the $4,600 cost, okay, of his broken leg. So what they're saying there is he's so far along in the match process, okay, even after that expense, that he'll pay his premium $140, okay, whatever the number is, he'll pay that for 13 months. And over the course of that 13 months, they're giving him $4,600 on his HMA. So down the road, on this, you could be getting, $600, $700, $800, $1,000 a month worth of medical stuff done every single month, and only be paying like half of that, or a third of that, or a quarter of that, or in order to get that stuff done. And what I love about the HMA, it's flexible. Okay, so you could use it on the dentist, for the eye doctor. You could use it for cosmetic stuff. Elliot always jokes around like you could use it for cosmetic stuff. So you can, stuff that I know a lot of people are into, like Danielle and I. We go to a doctor that, like, his office has a medical doctor, but the guy that we see isn't he's not the guy who's out there prescribing pills. Like, he's a natural doctor, and we buy supplements and stuff like that from his office. And the first thing, I'll actually show you guys here, my HMA, the first thing that we did that I tested this on was at his office to see if I could buy supplements with it, and it worked. Okay, which is awesome. So you're just getting a match on that. So this is our HMA. This is like the little client portal here, and it shows you the level that we're at. This is what we pay every month. And then here's what we have in our HMA right now. So if something came up and it was $2,000, we've got the HMA to cover that. And it grows every single month. And we're at the point on this, I'll show you guys, where when we started it, let's see. So we started this last year. So the first month, we started this in June. And the first month, like I said, we paid $266. And they paid us $220, then $240, then $260. Okay. And then this is where I tried it. This is my doctor's office that I tried it. I bought $170 worth of stuff. and I wasn't sure if the card was going to go through or not. Okay, because I didn't know, because it only works on medical stuff. Like, you can't go buy pizza with this. All right, it only works on medical stuff, and it has to do with the coding on the machines. Okay, and it has to be a doctor, some sort of doctor or medical expense when you swipe the card, otherwise it won't work. So that was the first time I used it. And you can see here that, we got paid $220, then $240, then $260. Then I used it, and then they gave us another $260. All right. And the reason that they did that, the reason they didn't give us $280 that month, is because we weren't at that match level anymore, because I had used it and spent it down a little bit. Then $280, then $300, then $320. And keep in mind, this whole time we're paying $266. And most people, we're not using medical stuff. We're not spending medical stuff every single month out there. All right. And then we used it again, and I don't remember what this was for, but it was $260. Okay, cool. So they gave us $320, then they gave us $340, gave us $340 again, because we had used this right there. And then they gave us $360. And then this is what I wanted to show you guys is our son had to go to the doctor, and he had to have like a little surgery, and it was not cheap. This is just for the anesthesiologist. And so they start sending us bills in the mail, and we basically, it was $832. And if you run it down and you really do the math, like, we're paying $266, but they're giving us $340, $360, and even after that, they're still giving us $340, even though we're paying $266. Okay, so it just makes sense to use this for whatever medical stuff you have going on. And if you've got kids, like, at some point, they're probably going to need braces. They're going to go to the doctor. There's going to be broken bones. You know what I mean? If your kids are like my kids, like, I'm expecting some broken bones and some stuff like that. Build up an HMA. Okay, like, it's the best thing that I've ever seen out there for self-employed people to be able to do. And I know we got some questions coming in here. So here are the questions for you guys. So one question is, does your account balance expire? No. Okay, so it continues to build up. And let's say you reach the target amount, like, you get to the point where, you don't use it for long enough, and you get to like that $20,000 level, and you've actually got 20 grand on your HMA card. It'll just sit there, 20 grand on the card. And instead of you continuing to pay the full premium, the full amount, okay, they just have you pay a small maintenance fees. And if you run the numbers, you'd have to pay that maintenance fee for like 10 or 20 years, something ridiculous, for it to make it so you've paid more than your HMA is at. Okay, so the balance doesn't expire. It's willable. So you could build this up, and then down the road, when you pass away, you can will it to your kids. And the main ways that this differs from an HSA, that's one of the other questions we got on here. The HSA, you have to have a high deductible health insurance plan to get an HMA, or excuse me, an HSA, a health savings account. It also, this has a match. So like your HSA, they just, you put your money in there. There's no match on there. It's pretty restrictive. You can't use it for dental. You can't use it for the chiropractor. You can't use it for some of these other, things kind of on the periphery that are still medical things. It's really, it's really limited. So if you know people out there that have an HSA, I would hit them up and let's get them on the HMA. It's just better. Okay. And another question we got on here: are HMAs tax exempt for companies that pay the premiums for their workers? So if a company is paying for the HMA for their workers, there's a whole plan that they have here, guys, where, let's see here. And if you have some companies that you're thinking of, let us know. We'll get you in touch with the right people to help you do it. But basically, it can be presented as a voluntary benefit, employee sponsored. And as far as I understand it, if the employee sponsors it, they can use it as a tax thing for health coverage. Don't quote me on that. We'll get you all the info. But the other thing is that the employees will have it individually, so they can then take it on as an individual, even if they leave that employer, which is awesome. All right. So hopefully that answers some of those questions. Let's see here. So Gwen asked, can you put in a lump sum to collapse time and fill your bucket faster? That's a really good question. You can't. That'd be cool if they would let you do that, but you can. It's just basically monthly. So you'd be paying month to month, and pretty much building it up. And for Danielle and I, the way that it works is you can move up, you can move down, you can really do whatever you want. They're really flexible. And, we're going to move up to this level where we're going to be paying, we'll end up paying $500 a month at this level. But because we've already got 2,000 in there, like you guys saw our number, so we've got $2,000 in there. So that basically puts us at this next month, it'll put us at month 5 on our HMA. So if we do the math, all right, we'll be paying 500, but they're going to pay us, month 1 would have been 440, then 480, then 520, then 560, right? And so when we pay this coming up month 500, they're going to give us, $600 on our card. So we're basically just buying money. We're prepaying for all of our, future medical expenses, and we're prepaying at a discount. Okay. And some people, that I've talked to are like, oh, well, I could put that money somewhere else. And like, yeah, you could, but like the HMA is basically guaranteeing that you're going to double your money in the next 3 years. Okay. For medical expenses. And at the end of the day, like, where else are you legit going to double your money, or double your money in the next 3 years? And especially just for medical expenses, like, it's just smart, it's wise to put money away for this type of stuff. And, I know for Danielle and I, some of the biggest just stupid bills that we've had in our life, have to do with just medical expenses, little stuff or big stuff, having a baby, or like our son having that, surgery kind of out of nowhere. Like, it's going to end up being a big chunk of money, but at the end of the day, like, I'm going to pay the stuff anyways. Okay. So might as well, get a match on it. And for those of you guys that know people that have, they have really good health coverage, because there's plenty of people out there that, like, their job gives them really good health coverage. That's great. You know what I mean? So why not build up an HMA to help pay the copays and all the other stupid little things that come along with it? Or if there's something really big, or if they have a really high deductible, then, use this to cover that really high deductible. And if your deductible is 10 grand on your health plan, okay, well then build up an HMA. That way, really your deductible is like 5 grand because you're buying it at a discount. All right. And so let's see here. Can you transfer a balance from an HSA account to the HMA account? I don't think so. We can find out. I don't believe so, Doug. That's a great question. We can find out for you. How would you quote a company that wants to pay for his employees? Is this different from the single plans? I'm not 100% sure on that. But we will find out. In fact, if you have some, like I said, if you do have a big, someone who's an employer and they want to do something like this for their employees, get in touch with us. Just let us know, because we're pretty good friends with the guys over there at HMA. We're really good friends with Elliot, who's an owner of the company. And if you've got people, if you've got clients, and especially if they've got a bunch of employees, let us know, because we can get Elliot to talk with them, who's basically the owner of the company, or their sales team. Like, these guys are super supportive when it comes to, just support, sales support, all that kind of stuff. I apologize for not knowing all the answers to all the questions on here, but we can get you guys, the answers to that, especially if you have some of those. Just if you got a big employer that wants to do this, we can get you guys the answers on that. And the other thing that I wanted to tell you guys, and you guys keep asking questions in there if you want, is the HMA pays advances now. And all that means is, let's say you set somebody up with, the HMA, and it's, 300, they set it up for the $25,000 level, and they're paying, $300 a month. Well, they're paying advances now. So they're going to pay you based on the first year, kind of like a life insurance policy. Okay. So they're going to advance you the first 9 months worth of commissions on this product. So not only is it badass for your people to have, okay, your friends, your contacts, yourself as an individual or a family to have, okay, but they're gonna pay you in advance. So you might set somebody up for a couple $100 a month and make $500, $600, $700, just in advance, kind of like a life insurance policy. So it really just makes sense to have, especially if you're self-employed, especially because I know we got a lot of people on here that are part-timers, that, like, you want to be a full-timer. I would start building up your HMA now. Okay. Like, I've talked to people that are like, oh yeah, I got this big medical expense. I'm like, well, you got an HMA, right? And they're like, well, no, I didn't start it yet. It's like, start it. You get to spend your premiums, and you're going to spend this stuff on medical expenses anyways. So might as well build this thing up. Like, it's the best thing possible for us as a consumer. Like, am I excited to go sell it? Yeah. But quite frankly, like I'm just as excited to have one and to buy it and to use it because it's awesome. It's really good. So it's the best thing for the people out there, especially in the world right now where people's medical expenses are a huge, huge, huge chunk. Like they are outrageous. Okay. Like we just got a bill. It's outrageous. It is outrageous out there to go get stuff done in the medical field. It's a huge problem, and this is just an awesome solution for people that are looking to take care of their medical stuff and not have to worry about it, not have to think about it. The only thing that I'll tell you guys and kind of I guess caution you guys about is I wouldn't you would still want to have something there for catastrophic issues, okay? Because even if you have the biggest HMA that you can get, which is 60,000, and let's say you got 60 grand on your card, you could still blow up a $60,000 HMA. And what I mean by that is like you could still get in some sort of health situation where it's $250,000 or something crazy like that. So I would still think about getting like a catastrophic plan, something like that. But for young families, like this just makes the most sense. For self-employed people who have nothing, like you would be astonished at how many realtors you guys know. All of your real estate friends, I venture to say probably most of them, if not damn near all of them, have nothing. They have nothing. And it's just, they just don't know about this. They just don't know this exists. So they're like, they just assume they're going to have to be self-pay on everything or pay $1,000 a month to some health insurance company to not use it for 10 years. Okay. Where if you spend that money here, if you don't use it in 3 years, you've already doubled your money and you're kind of off to the races. So yeah, the HMA is awesome. Does the HMA have negotiated rates like health insurance? No. So here's the funny thing, Richard. When you go to the doctor and when they find out that you have health insurance, you got Blue Cross Blue Shield, you got Cobra, you got whatever, they are charging you up the what. They are charging you up the like crazy. Okay. If you tell them up front, like, hey, I'm self-pay, guess what? They'll give you monster discounts. Okay, because they're not trying to get them money from an insurance company, they're getting the money from you. Okay. And like I've heard stories where people get like 80% off, okay, because they're self-pay on stuff. And it might be different for your doctor or whatever, but they're overcharging you and they're ripping people off because they're trying to rip off the health insurance companies. And that's part of the problem in this country right now. Okay. And you kind of sidestep that when you have this, you tell them, hey, I'm doing self-pay. Well, instead of 8 grand, it's they'll take 2 grand. All right. If it's 8 grand, if it's an insurance company, they want 8. If it's you, man, we'll take 2. Okay. So it's a totally different ball game.
Nick,
yeah.
Just while on that point, my dad, I was hearing his front desk lady talk about that. They give 40% off people that are self-pay because they don't want to deal with the insurance companies.
Exactly. So 40% off at a dentist office just to not have insurance, to not have insurance be the one paying for it. And like I said, you could be like I was, and I was spending $500 a month on coverage where I still had to pay the first, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a year out of pocket. So like if we had a health year where stuff is going down, we got to pay, 12, 13 grand out of pocket. I've pretty much switched that all up now where now we've got the HMA to help cover a bunch of the stuff. Okay. And then, if something super crazy happened, like, okay, we have that covered too, but the HMA can cover our deductible, and pretty easily, on most things. And so, yeah, guys, I mean, that's the HMA. If you're not yet contracted, then, I'll show you guys real quick where to get contracted for the HMA. So you go to naacontracting.com and just naacontracting. Oops. And you don't have to pass the test yet to be contracted with this. Okay, so you don't need a life license to be contracted. So you go to naacontracting.com, you click on this button right here where it says NAA and carrier contracting. You click on that. When that loads up, you'll see the HMA, and then they've also got one set up for pets, the PHMA. Okay, so you click on this button, you scroll down, you click on next. and I'm already contracted with the HMA. So, but you just go on here, you sign up, and then they have you do the training right there. It's really simple. They explain everything that I explained on here, probably in better detail, and they explain everything. They get you set up with the HMA, and you can do the same thing with people's pets. And so, how many of us know people that like they love their pets, but they also spend a ridiculous amount of money on their pets when their pets start to get sick, or their pets need, they're spending all this money at the vet. Well, you can do the same thing, all right, with a PHMA, all right, for people who love their pets. So, there's tons of opportunities, and we just wanted you guys to know about it, to be aware of it, how it works. Why does it make sense to have it for yourself? Why does it make sense to talk to people about it? Everyone I find out that's self-employed, I'm talking about the HMA. People that I find out have pets, I'm telling about the PHMA, because at some point, their cute little furry friend is going to have some bills. You know what I mean? If they're taking it to the vet at all. And so it just makes sense to have this. We just wanted you guys to just to know about it, and be aware of how this stuff works. And if you guys have any more questions about it, feel free, definitely, let me know, and type it in the chat or type it in the Q&A part. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions in here. But yeah, the HMA is awesome. I think everybody should have one. I think all of your friends that are in real estate, mortgage, title, any of those professions out there that are independent professions, they all need this, because most of them don't have anything, because it's not a job type situation. It's similar to what we're doing in insurance, where it's independent, and they're their own boss, and their boss doesn't pay for it. Their boss didn't set them up with anything, meaning themselves. So it just makes sense for people, and we want you guys to be aware of it, want you guys to know about it, and hopefully that helps. And it's the easiest thing to sign people up for. Once you pass the contracting, you'll get an email saying, hey, here's your link. And then all you do is you go on that link and you hit sign up, and ask these people a couple of questions, ask for their credit card. They can also pay their premiums with a credit card, which is cool. And so they can earn miles, all that kind of stuff. The last HMA that I set up, it literally took me like 7 minutes. Okay. Because it's quick, it's easy, it just makes sense for people out there in the world. So yeah, that's what we got in the HMA. We got one last question here.
So Nick, I have a quick question real quick. So someone that just they're brand new on this call, they're not licensed, they're excited about the opportunity to make money, they can just go contract without studying for the test, without doing anything, and then go sell a few of those. And if they sell a few of them, they can go make $1,000, $1,500 real quick by just helping their friends get HMAs, like without even being licensed.
Yeah. So you don't need a license. You don't need your life license. You don't need your health license. You just go to the NAA contracting website, and you go get contracted. And like Doug asked a question, like, do you have to be contracted to sign up for one? No, Doug. But what I would do is I would go get contracted. It takes like 20 minutes, and they just go through the training and get contracted, and then sell yourself the HMA and make the commission on your own HMA. That's what I would do. Okay, I wouldn't, like, I could sell you one if you want, Doug, but I don't want to sell you one. You ought to sell yourself one, make your own commission. And then let's go talk to the people that you guys know, because you don't need a license. You can go get after this fast, and you can go make $1,500, a couple $1,000, just talking to people about the HMA. So appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Again, like Mike said, we've got a promotion coming up. The deadline to it, $7,500 an annual premium. Be down there in Houston later this month with Elliot, with the HMA crew at the HMA penthouse. It's going to be awesome. So we extended that, so we got another week to qualify for that. And then we've got our event in Reno coming up here in June, our family reunion. And I'm just telling you guys, if you don't have your ticket for that yet, get your ticket for family reunion. Go to theallianceevents.com, get your ticket on there. There's also some discounted tickets floating around out there. If you want to get a discounted ticket, I think they're on sale right now for around $400. There's some tickets out there at the discounted price. So reach out to me, reach out to Mike, reach out to Dan, Dave, whoever got, group that you're in, Rachel's team, just reach out, and we'll see if we can get you guys some discounted tickets, because that event is really going to be the event of the year. Okay. It's the first time that Marcus has, basically complete control, complete reign on running the events. And I'm just telling you guys, it's going to be absolutely, lights out, socks off. It's going to be good. So we'll see you guys in Reno. We'll see you guys next week on the call. Let's see here. All right, sweet deal, Doug. And feel free, Doug, reach out to me if you got any other questions on it, or if I can help out in any way. And any of you guys reach out. I know it's Sunday night; it's late in different places, but we're just blessed to have you guys, be a part of our organization. Let's go kick some butt. Let's go have a record week, a record month, the month of April. If you need anything, reach out to me, reach out to Mike, reach out to any of us, and we got you guys back, 100%. So have a good night. God bless. Go get an HMA. Go get contracted, and start telling your friends about that, and let's go have a monster week. Love y'all.